Hi, I'm Mohit Lalwani and this is India In. And on the show, we'll introduce you to those people who got that mix of luck and hard work just right. Businessmen who took it upon themselves to understand the desires of people and build progressive and successful businesses around these. Now, it was a passion for owning different types of shoes and a dearth of finding branded ones in his own town that led this man to creating an online shoe market. Meet the brains behind BigShoeBazaar.com, Danish and his co-creators.
You have to go against a lot of rules written already. You have to keep that trust alive. My name is Danish. I am an entrepreneur. I started off my career with BigShoeBazaar.com.
I'm Manmohan Agarwal. I'm a director of BigShoeBazaar.com.
Hi, I'm Nitin Agarwal. I'm co-founder of Big Shoe Bazaar and director as well.
I'm Rajul, belong to Bhopal. Came to Delhi for my engineering in IIT Delhi. Completed my studies in finance and accounts. Did my chartered accountancy.
I educated from IIT Delhi. Passed out in '98. So ever since my childhood, I was more into business. It's a business class family, so the environment there supports that kind of mindset.
I had that intention right from the beginning that one day I had to do something of my own.
So I did my college from Shriram College of Commerce in Delhi, and after that I joined my father's business largely as a work experience, that I'll get some work experience, then do an MBA as people plan. One of the projects I was assigned there in my dad's company was to liquidate some stock that we had as inventory, and that's what I started off with, and we put it online. It was supposed to be sold to stock lot dealers who would buy it at very cheap rates. So instead of doing that, I said, let's try putting it online and see if eBay can sell it or Relative.com. So we put these products on these two websites, and surprisingly they sold pretty well, despite the fact that these were old designs and not very good, had no brand name at all. Then we did some research. There's a company called Zappos, which does $1 billion of sales in e-commerce. They sell footwear online. They sell about 1 lakh pairs a day. That was a good inspiration. We did some research, and I thought that how many Indians do I need to buy shoes online and make it a worthwhile business? I don't need every Indian to go online and buy it online. So there was a demand. I could see in my family, people would go to Delhi and buy shoes every time there was a marriage, or if they would want to buy a Puma, they would maybe go to a Lucknow, some city near Kanpur and buy it from there because it wasn't available locally. So there was a demand of products that were not available locally, and people were either postponing their purchases or not doing it, or doing it with a lot of inconvenience. So we started off this idea, and it was more of I'll do it as a side business. I wasn't expecting much from it. So in about January 2007, we launched Big Shoe Bazaar. When I started off, I went to a store in Kanpur and I said that I want to photograph your products and I want to sell them online. Very few people agreed. Just one guy, in fact, 2 people agreed. They're okay, I'll let you do it, and they gave me a 10% discount like they would normally give it to a customer. So I did that. I photographed the products, I brought them home and put them online. Let's see what happens. I had some experience on advertising online, promoting my dad's business and his website. So that helped. So I started advertising, and I think it took 3 weeks before the first product got sold.
E-commerce provides you many strengths which normal physical retail is unable to. You can target each and every individual in this world. In physical retail, you cannot. Yes, there are certain limitations of e-commerce, but with evolution of internet, net banking, credit card, and the concept of providing right service to customer, e-commerce, I believe, will one day eat away a large chunk of physical retail market.
1 product a day, 2 products a day. Gradually it started building up. People started coming on the website. I started designing the website to a lot of extent, putting images and learning how HTML codes would work, doing SEO, SEM, finding out as much as I can about this. And this wasn't my only task. I was also, helping my dad in his business. So I was doing this part-time.
Nitin had met Danish earlier, and Danish had set up BhikshubAzar.com 2 years ago, purely as a young, enthusiastic entrepreneur in a startup.
Starting off was about 25,000 rupees, but then gradually the business took more and more over a period of time, because earlier on the margins were very low, the costs were high, we had to hire good people, there was a lot of traveling to do, and technology was a pretty good cost. So the costs were high, and Dad kept investing into it again and again. And I think the business took about 20 lakhs rupees of investment to bring it to this stage.
We are trying to create a supply chain process, aggregate all the supply from all the brand suppliers and lesser known brands, and put it into a technology platform where 24/7 every consumer, every retailer can access it and can really manage its real-time inventory.
As this started growing and numbers started coming, it made more sense to move from that retailer in Kanpur to maybe start buying from distributors, or maybe he doesn't have a particular brand that somebody else could offer. So I graduated to buying it from distributors. They would give you a better margin, better support, more variety and that kind of supports. Used to travel a lot. I think it was about 9 months before I hired my first guy to start taking care of customer calls. It started off very slowly. Gradually as it built up, we moved to Delhi. We started contacting companies directly and talking to directly, and companies were pretty supportive of the idea, because we were reaching out to a customer they were not able to reach out to. So they saw this as a very good value addition, means to reach out to customers. I, as a person from a small city, had experienced that limitation that I can't buy a good brand because it's not available locally. If I go to a store, he'll show me one design in Woodland and the rest of them would be non-branded products. And when I would pitch to brands and I would try to convince them over that this is a workable model and it's not a waste of their time, then this would be a pretty strong pitch that I would take your brands to people who don't have access to your products, and that would unlock a lot of demand. Financially, it was some challenge. It was pretty difficult to convince your family and yourself again and again that this will somehow work out. Every few days you would require money again, and profits would never be there. But there was hope. It was growing. Business was growing. Also started meeting a lot of investors early on, pitching them with requests for seed capital. The response was very encouraging, although none of them invested early on because the fact that the team was very small and it was just one guy handling the whole game.
Well, it's doing very well. Past couple of quarters that we've operated, we've grown 100% quarter on quarter. I think the vision, the problem identification that we did, the vision which we have set out, all those are holding true to a very large extent, maybe more than 90-95%, which is what is keeping us excited.
So India is at that stage that people have started, accepting e-commerce, and more. And in India, it's far more relevant than in any country around the world because of the fact that it's so geographically spread, and e-commerce is the only solution, where you can reach out to 100 crore people and actually sell to them.
In September, when we started off, we were selling 10 pairs a day on internet, and today we are selling about 150 to 250 pairs every day, which has got a very even growth rate month on month at 30% every month growth rate. And this is in spite of the fact we haven't gone all out in terms of advertising or marketing. We haven't spent anything on advertising marketing. Most of this growth rate has come in from the fact that we were more focused on two things on building this business. One, the supply chain. The other, the customer experience and the satisfaction.
Nobody finds a platform, it's never there on the platter. That's what entrepreneurship is all about. And you really have to struggle through, you really have to persevere, and you really have to believe that the idea is worth it. Keep changing, as you think it should be. Building trust is a very important element in e-commerce. A customer should be able to feel that he can reverse the transaction if something goes wrong. So that reversibility has to be there. And then the convenience that you bring into an e-commerce business will make him buy a lot more than he would normally do.
A small piece of a big pie is better